Good, Unleashed Gang? Welcome to another edition of the Question of the Week episode. And I actually have a new desk back here, even though probably looks the same technically from your angle, from this angle at least. And I just want to get right into the question of the week, which is kind of a bit of a controversial one, to be honest. Usually we get questions that sometimes they involve sex, sometimes they just involve regular, there's a cute girl in my class, what do I say, type goofy questions. But this is a bit controversial because this has to do with a lot of philosophical upbringing, cultural conditioning involving someone's background, which happens to be very evangelical, as they say. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right to the question. Too friendly to be sexy, perhaps. I always wish that I had skills of seduction. Over the years, I have cultivated my personality to be absolutely dynamic, even though deep down inside, I am still to this day a shy guy. That's quite the bold claim to say that your personality is absolutely dynamic, yet you can't get laid. But you know what? I'm gonna give you a pass. Because, hey, I'm pretty arrogant myself sometimes. My mask of extroversion just works exceptionally well. However, growing up in an not just evangelical, but ultra evangelical home and being raised by my grandmother and my aunt and not having any male influences around, I feel because of these things, I never learned how to deal with women in a lover way, only a best friend, listener kind of way. And hey man, a lot of dudes have this problem as well. This is just a common thing. Essentially believing the motto of, oh, if I can just show her how great of a guy I am, clearly she'll make the right choice and fall head over heels because I'm such a great catch, which is, is a logical thing to think for guys. And you just understand that this is a mindset that came from you, but something that we all been conditioned through media, television, friends, family, parents, books, everything basically, everything all around us. That's a logical thought. Okay, the seduction gods in life just laughed at me and said to me, "Oh, just you wait." Yep. Being able to talk to women in a seductive way is a great skill to have, a skill I am eternally trying to learn. Yes, sir. And someone actually also commented on the thread saying that, he's in the exact same position. He grew up with his mom, his sister, his grandma, even 3 aunts, and his pops wasn't really around. So that's the problem a lot of young boys have. And he knows how to treat a woman and be a great person to her, but the seductive side in him is lacking because women aren't just going to teach you that. They're just going to try to maintain their own moral image instead of giving you the actual help you want. Yeah. I've legit been told that I am too friendly and girls didn't think I wanted anything more, when in reality that's what I was trying for. And then the original person who asked the question answered him saying, exactly this. For me, surprisingly, I know how to go after a woman if I know she is 100% interested, but go after her in a relationship kind of way, not in a let's drink some drinks and have a night of crazy sex and we'll trade numbers if we want to, but if we don't, after the deed is done, so be it kind of way. It's not. First of all, most people don't even do that shit unless they just really realize that they don't really click with that person. You're just repeating a lot of tropes that you're not even 100% sure of because you yourself do not have a lot of experience with women, but you're implying a lot of things. I'm quite sure you've heard of the ever so cringy statement, "Oh, he's such a nice guy," for sure. Of course I'm nice because I want something more from you. And guess what? Unlike that asshole that will discard you like yesterday's news after he smashes, when I smash, I'm still going to treat you with respect when we're not between the sheets. But of course, life doesn't work that way. Kicks a rock. Yeah, it doesn't fucking work that way. Listen, man, I'm going to give you a tough pill to swallow because you're talking a lot of shit. You're saying that you have a great personality, an absolutely dynamic personality, while at the same time that you're saying you're being a nice guy because you want more, but you're not going to disrespect her like all the other assholes. First of all, you don't know those other assholes. I might be one of those other assholes. I'm not an asshole. I'm honest. I'm actually honest. You're the one who's maybe not quite being honest because guess what? You do want sex, but have you ever actually said you're really incredibly sexy right now? Have you actually verbally tried to seduce her sexually? No. So who's really the asshole? I mean, technically you're being dishonest. Now, I'm not trying to attack you, but I want you to think about something for a second. In America, right? Christian evangelical history, our history, religion historically in America is very anti-sex. That's why you struggle sexuality-wise, crossing over, because there's a gap. I understand, because it doesn't even have to be a religious thing. If parents in general are in your house and they just avoid that topic, you're just not really going to know how to deal with the topic. And when it comes to religion, it can be even twice as bad, because not only do you avoid the topic, but you actually associate negativity and shame to sex, the thing that literally creates life. So the actual activity that creates life itself is a negative thing when you grow up in a religious Christianity type of household. This is a fact, man. You can't, come on, let's just not play dumb. Let's think about it just to show you how extreme this is. I'm going to give you an example that I know for a fact that you have never ever thought of. You ready for this? Think about the following curse words. Fuck. What's fuck? Use that. Sex. Dickhead. Dick. Pussy. I'm about to get demonetized like shit. Pussy. Shit. Piss. Like, you know, you're a dickhead. You're an asshole. Tons of curses that are common, the most common used curses to disrespect someone else in America is literally words that are your body parts, the body parts that are sexual organs that literally create life. So the things that create life from us are literally associated to negativity, to shame, to disrespect. So what do you think that does to you? That's just one small example of how subconsciously this is ingrained in you, to be scared of your own sexuality. That's what it is. You're scared of your own sexuality. That's what it is. You're not comfortable with your own sex. I know what, dude, even me, I could be watching porn and like my girlfriend or some girl that I'm fucking with could walk in and I might be like, oh shit. And it's like, what the fuck? She see me naked beating off all the fucking time. I beat off to porn in front of her. Like, we've done all types of crazy shit, but it's a natural unconscious, just from because I grew up in America too, man. I grew up with all this conditioning too. It's naturally in all of us. So you have to slowly begin to weed that shit out of you. But also you can't do that if you're gonna be judging other dudes, because that's one thing too, is you have, because I know it's a lot of guys, a lot of dudes who come from strict backgrounds. They what it is when they're around their strict parents or their strict people, they kind of want to be kind of liberal, like, come on mom, give me some slack. But when they're in the outside world, they want to play the goody two-shoes act, because you want to hold on to the identity of all the strict moral background that you have, which is totally fair. You know, we all reflect our background naturally. You want to keep that part of you, but at the same time, you still want the pussy, but you want to maintain the goody two-shoes act. But the only thing is, that's fine, but don't shit on other people who happen to be in that outside world which the pleasure lies that you want. You know what I mean? You have to, if you're calling other dudes assholes for having sex with women, how are you ever going to be comfortable having sex with women? You're doing the thing that's causing you to be bad and uncomfortable with sexuality, and you don't even realize it. Think about it, man. It's really deep, but it's fucking true what I'm saying. The moment you can look at a woman and you can feel comfortable with your own sexuality, you can look at her and say, you look incredibly sexy. Not giggling, not, oh, you look cute. No, you look incredibly sexy. You look, I don't know what it is, but a part of me just wants to slam you against the wall and kiss you really hard, and yet a part of me just wants to just kiss you softly and just tease you relentlessly. And so I don't know, I just want to appreciate your body up and down, and yet a part of me just wants to completely rip you apart. If you can't look at a girl and say something like that with conviction, then you aren't comfortable with your sexuality. You see how I just did that shit? You hear that sexy voice? This shit can only come from experience. I'm not just doing this shit for fun. This happens because I could switch up like that because I've done it so many times, but that can only happen if you're comfortable. If you're there, because really that's what it is. If I sit here and I give you techno advice, I could sit here and give you the typical answer of what you probably expect to hear, which is, hey man, I know how you feel, just go for it, push a little more in the boundaries, but that's all typical shit. And also, that's all technical, practical shit that I don't really know where you are. So I'd rather give you a philosophical nugget of gold that will let you at least kind of look deeper at yourself and maybe realize that there's something there that you need to address first before you go outside. And this is just something that's really important to me, because a lot of us, what it is that you want to learn something, but you have all these preconceived conditionings and you can't learn because you're filtering it through all these preconceived conditionings. It's like if you go to boxing, you're not going to go in there wanting to keep some of your street fighting tactics. No, you're going to start purely from scratch. When it comes to dating, no one starts from scratch. Everyone starts with a whole lifetime of bullshit that they learned that they have to get rid of. And I'm not saying you have to get rid of it, but you have to understand, dude, here's what it comes down to. You want physical sex with a woman, but I guarantee you, verbally, you're terrified of sexually, like, you have no problem kissing a girl and touching on her titties and rubbing on her pussy and enjoying the shit and liking it physically, but verbally, you're scared. You don't want to talk about it. You probably can't even say to a girl, I put my dick in your pussy. Like, it felt really good. Hey, regardless, whatever kind of way, you can't say it without giggling or without, like, you know what I mean? A lot of people can't do it. And even when they do it, they feel cheesy. Even how many people, if they dirty talk, they feel like, oh, it's cheesy. Why is it cheesy? Because you aren't comfortable with your sexuality. Because when you hear sex, dick, pussy, you giggle because you're still in that little kid mindset. Women aren't gonna fucking respect that. The moment a dude like me walks in and I can look at her and say, you look incredibly sexy, without being a goofball about it, you're not gonna have any fucking chance. She's gonna look at you like a little boy. Because at the end of the day, women are passive creatures. They want to be led and be a guest in this manifested reality, created reality that you create sexually and adventure-wise in real life, period, where they're like, okay, I can feel comfortable opening up, but they can't feel comfortable opening up if you yourself are not open up to yourself and accepting your own sexuality. Because at the end of the day, the thing that separates us from all the other animals, all the other creatures on this planet, is not our physical being. It's not this physical world. It's our mental and it's our communication skills. That, because what the fuck you gonna do? What physically, what do we got? Fingernails? You gonna try to scratch your bed, this nigga gonna rip your fucking face off. It's our mental and our communication abilities that allow us to break up to pick up a stick, to talk to people and communicate. When you are able to communicate in the highest level by being comfortable by every part of you, including sexuality and your sexual passion and interest for that woman, then you will be able to become more sexual. Because it's not gonna be, okay, I gotta touch her here real quick and then touch her. None of that physical shit matters if you can't even say, if you're not even verbally comfortable with yourself and your own sexuality and her sexuality also. That's just what it comes down to. I guarantee you, when you watch this, maybe you might be defensive hearing some of this shit, bro, but I'm telling you, if you really take this into stride, you really take heed in the words that I'm saying, I guarantee you're going to find a lot of truth in this. And this doesn't just apply to the religious bros out there. This applies to all of us, because all of us grew up in this dick, pussy, fuck you type of world where our sexuality is something that has this disconnect. And that's ultimately why guys get friend zoned, because they can't go. It's not because you're not being an asshole. It's because you're scared of verbally expressing sexual passion and interest for a woman without giggling or without thinking that you're being an asshole or it's some lusty type of thing. It's both. It's affection and aggression. We live in a yin-yang, sun-moon world where you have to master the ability to be comfortable with yourself verbally and your sexuality, and that includes, there's two parts of you, man. You have that affectionate side. We all have that affectionate side where you just want to kiss a girl and cherish her and kind of appreciate her body and appreciate who she is. But you also have that part of you that's lusty, man, that wants to rip her apart. It's about accepting both sides of you, and once she knows that you accept it, then she will be able to let out that side of you where she's not going to be holding back. And that's ultimately what will separate you from every other dude. And the moment you can do that, you will separate yourself from every other dude. So stop, drop, no time, hell. Oh, I fucked that song up so bad, I want to edit that shit out. Anyways, man, that being said, bro, thank you, man. Good luck. I tell you, dude, I take this shit seriously for all of you out there. So with that being said, it's been another edition of the Question of the Week series. Thank you, man. We got a new setup, man. I feel it's time to get it in, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, bro, don't get caught slipping around these hoes, my friend.